up, everybody, and welcome to What's Up, Bree. My name is Brianna Ross, and this is my podcast. If you are a returning listener or your first time, my podcast pretty much talks about everything. The first episode that premiered was called The American Dream, and we pretty much just touch base on can you get the American Dream by either being an entrepreneur or working a 9 to 5. So this episode is going to be called What About Your Friends? So we're shifting a little bit, and it's going to talk about scenarios that you can be in with your friends, if you have the same values as your friends, pretty much anything. The reason why I chose this episode is because I feel like, especially with the millennials, and at my age, I am 28 years old, you go through stuff with friends. It's pretty much like a relationship. You have ups, you have downs, you have wins, you have losses, and I feel like everybody should talk about it, especially because communication is important, especially with any relationship, whether it's a friendship, significant other, or a family member. Communicating is the only way it's going to work. Me personally, I've had a bunch of different friends over the years. I don't limit myself to my friendships, I guess you could say. I hang around all types of people that are older than me, people that are younger than me, people that have different views than me. I feel like if you surround yourself with a bunch of people that are cultured and have different opinions, gives good conversation. You can bounce ideas off of each other, and it just goes for a great environment. Specifically with this episode, I did do polls on Instagram once again to see what my followers thought, how they felt about friendships. Me personally, friendships mean a lot to me. I am not a very open person. I don't just tell my story to the world or let everybody in on my life. So if I have friends, I care about them. For example, I have friends that I've been friends with for 15 years. I have friends that I talk to on a day-to-day basis. I have friends that I met all of 3 years ago, and we literally talk every day. It all depends on my relationship, what they have to do in their work life, whatever it is that's going on, we get it done. So I am going to jump right into the polls so that we can see what people thought about certain questions that I asked. Some of y'all kind of threw me off a little bit with some of these answers y'all gave. I'm not going to put y'all on blast, but y'all shady. Y'all real shady. So let's go ahead and jump into this. So one of the first questions that I decided to ask was, your friend asks you to borrow money, but they have a significant other. The polls from my timeline said 47% agreed that they're going to borrow the money, and 53% said, where's their partner? So I was kind of in shock that a lot of people said they were going to ask where the partner was, because this is just how I personally feel about it. I don't ask to borrow anything, regardless from my friends, family, whatever. I'm real particular about that because, for one, I like to kind of have my own stuff and take care of everything myself. So if I am in an instance to where I'm asking to borrow something, A, it took me a lot of courage to ask because I'm pretty sure a bunch of questions are going to come after that. B, who actually wants to ask somebody to borrow some money? Like, let's just be honest here. Nobody wants to ask somebody to borrow money. So for you to turn around as a friend, if I'm reaching out to you to say, hey, can I borrow some money? And you hit me with, well, where your dude at or where your girl at? That's going to piss me off. And the reason why is because, do you not think that I may have already asked them to borrow the money? Or is it a possibility to where maybe I done fucked up the church's money? Maybe my dude gave me the money to do something and I went and bought some shoes. You never know. And I need to put the money back before they realize that it's gone. I feel like it's kind of insulting. Yeah, even though people have relationships, or it could be an instance to where, what if my significant other has fallen on hard times and I can't ask them? So they're telling me, hey, can you reach out to some of your friends? I'm going to reach out to some of mine. Let's see what they say. So those that did say that they were going to tell them where's the significant other, that's your personal opinion. I personally feel like if that's your friend, don't go there because you might lose a friend. But hey, everybody is different. I was a part of the 47% that said, I'm just going to borrow it. I feel like if we're friends and you're asking me to borrow something, I'm never going to borrow out anything that I'm going to miss. For one, there's a possibility that you might not give it back. For two, obviously we're in a close enough space to where you feel like you can't ask me for money. I've borrowed my friends money before. They've borrowed me money before. I've always gotten it back. Never had any problems with it, so I don't mind. Now, there is an instance to where I may or may not borrow you money. If you are one of those type of people to where you sit on social media and you act like you having it and just a day ago you was in a Louis Vuitton store and you was cashing out, or you Gucci this, Prada that, don't ask me for nothing because I'm not supporting your habit of shopping. I'm not doing it. But if I do borrow you the money, all I'm going to say is I'm petty If you tell me you're going to give me my money back on Thursday, I should have my money no later than Thursday at noon. I'm the type of person where if I do borrow money and I say, hey, I'll give you your money back on Friday before you even wake up, you're probably already going to have a Cash App, a Venmo, or I'm asking you where you want to meet at so I can give you your money back. That's just me personally. Money is tricky with anybody, whether it's a friend or a family member. So always be careful. And again, the golden rule, do not borrow anything that you are going to miss, because there is a possibility that if that person is asking you to borrow money to begin with, they might be bad with money. They might be going to gamble, or they might be going to the club to pop a bottle. You never know. And don't get mad if you borrow out the money and then you look on their timeline and they doing some shit they ain't got no business doing. Like if they say, oh, my energy's about to get cut off, and then you see them out eating food. Once the money leaves your hands, it's for them to do whatever they want to do with it, as long as they pay you back. Don't kill them about it. So the next question that I asked my timeline was, how many times will you have a falling out with a friend before you just let the friendship go? 15% said you're one and done, and 85% said I'll give a few passes. I'm a part of the 85%. I feel like I'm not perfect. Nobody is. People go through things, especially friends. It's okay. We may have a petty argument about, girl, you got on my nerves last week, or you said something I too much didn't really like or care for. I'm not going to scrutinize you because I may mess up, or I may do something that you don't like, and I don't want you to just end the friendship based off of one little thing. What I will say is it all depends on what the falling out was about. It gets a little bit deeper depending on what it is. Again, if it's something petty or light or something that we can talk about, or maybe we just need a break or a couple days to where it's like, okay, we've been spending too much time together, or we just been blatantly getting on each other's nerves, I'll let it go. For the people that are you're one and done, I can kind of understand that too, because I have kind of cut people off that have kind of went to the extreme, because life is short. And I've been in situations to where a friend has done something to me and I did not cut them off, and I've accepted them back, and they turned around and did something either 10 times worse or the same exact thing. And as we get older, it gets tiring steady telling people how to treat you. If you're my friend, you should know what I like and what I don't like. So I shouldn't have to coddle you or explain to you, hey, don't do this, it might make me mad. Don't do that, we're going to get into it. We should be able to know each other's buttons and just don't push them, and we won't have problems. The next question I asked, how do you like to communicate with your friends? 69% said frequently, 31% said every now and again. On that one, I'm kind of in between. I don't mind talking to my friends frequently, whether it's every day, every other day, as long as there's something to talk about. I don't like when I'm on the phone with my friends and it's an awkward silence and it kind of seems as if we don't know what the hell we're talking about, or we kind of just staring at each other. Now, I don't mind if we on FaceTime and we just sending each other TikToks and we laughing and joking. That I'm cool with. But if the conversation is a little bit awkward and it's kind of like dead silence and we just, yeah, or we talking to our background, I'm going to get off the phone. And then on top of that, sometimes you can rub people the wrong way when you guys are around each other a lot. Just like if you're in a relationship, you and your significant other can get on each other's nerves. If I'm talking to you every day and I'm seeing you every day, we might bump heads a little bit because, of course, everybody has an opinion. Everybody is different. They don't agree or see things the same exact way. So I'm kind of in between on that, but I can definitely see where some people say that every now and again is fine. And then also, I have a friend, like a lot of people don't know, one of my best friends' name is Taylor. Me and her literally talk every once in a blue moon. And sometimes it's on social media. It's not always verbally through the phone or through FaceTime. But every time we talk, it's like we never stop talking. We pick up right where we left off. So I guess it depends on how my friend is feeling and how I'm feeling. If you're not one of those type of people that likes to talk on the phone, I'm cool with that. If you do want to kind of chop it up and run each other miles all the time, I'm cool with that also. Another question was, is it cool to follow your friend's significant other on social media? This is real tricky. 52% said no. Don't follow my man. Don't follow my girl. What is you doing? 48% said yes. To me, I'll be honest. I follow some of my friends' significant others on social media, and it's not even on no weird shit or to be funny. It's just that I feel like if we've all collectively kicked it, if we've all been around each other, and a couple of my friends, we went to high school together. So, and they've been with their significant other since high school. So it's like, okay, we all knew each other. As long as I'm not lurking and double tapping pictures and doing weird shit, I don't see a problem with it. It's social media. And then on top of that, if you guys are truly friends, I'm pretty sure there's going to be situations to where there might be a double date, or there might be an event like a birthday party or a Friendsgiving or something like that, to where you're all going to be around each other. So what is the issue with following their significant other on social media? Some people, I definitely understand when they say they don't want that to happen, because people have ill intentions, sad to say. Not everybody is good in the world. Some people do be on sneaky shit, down low shit. I have had and heard horror stories about people's friends talking to they other friends' significant others. So I get it. But me personally, I feel like anybody that I have around me, I trust. For one, I'm going to trust my man. For two, I'm going to trust my friends. So y'all can follow each other on social media. I don't care. Do your thing. The next question that I ask, you're out with your friend and them and their partner. So it's your friend and their partner get to fight. What you doing? 30% said they jumping in, and 70% said that's their business. If you are a part of that 30%, you a cold piece of work. Because how I feel about it is, if my friend's significant other is bold enough to fight her while we are out and about, you bold enough to fight me. Everybody has seen What's Love Got to Do with It. When Tina Turner friend tried to get in between, and I smacked her ass straight, clean across the restaurant. I'm not trying to get beat up. And then on top of that, if you hit me, I'm going to have to call my man. And then he going to try to fight you. And somebody could possibly get hurt. So I'm going to just stand back. And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to blatantly let my friend get dragged. I will try to be like, y'all calm down, stop, go get help or something. But I don't think I'm taking no punches. And the reason why is because a relationship is between two people. We've all had those friends to where we hear those horror stories about that girl or that guy doing stuff they have no business doing, probably not the best person for them. And we tell them, like, you need to leave him, you need to leave her, move on, they're not for you, this and the third. Yeah, girl, I hear you, I'm with you. 2 days later, girl, what you doing? Nothing with such and such. So I'm going to be out with y'all fighting, and I jump in. He beat me up. We both running around with black eyes, and you back with him, and now he telling me I can't come over no more. So I'm going to just mind my business. For those that are going to jump in, more power to you. Y'all tight or whatever. But personally, I'm minding my business. And thankfully, none of my friends are in abusive relationships. And not to joke about it, that is serious. If you are in a situation to where you are being beat on, constantly abused, whatever, just get out. It's not healthy for you or anybody around you. The next question that I asked was, you're out to eat with your friends, and the server asks, how would you like to split the bill? Are you separate? They get their check, I get my check, or we paying together? 82% said together, 18% said separate. I personally don't mind the bill being together, because me and my friends always have a golden rule, especially when we go out of town. No matter what anybody orders, let's just split the check. It's easier that way. No confusion. And then there may be a time to where we go out and I only order a salad and you order you a whole meal. There may be another time to where you just get a drink and I'm over here chomping down. If we're really friends, there's going to be times to where I treat you, you treat me. So there shouldn't be an issue. I don't care. It is what it is. Just as long as I don't feel like you're taking advantage of the situation to where, okay, you didn't order 50 drinks and they $15 a piece and I only had 2 drinks and maybe a steak. We might have to talk about that. A lot of people said separate. Well, 18% said separate. The people that said separate, though, did inbox me and say the reason why that they did say separate is because they said it depends on the environment you're in. And I totally understand that. If you're at kind of like with people that you really don't know or something like that, I probably wouldn't want to pay for somebody I don't know. But again, we're talking strictly about friends. With my friends, it's cool. Whatever. So the $1 million question that I asked was, you're out and about and you see your friends, guy or girl, out with somebody else. What you doing? 73% said I'm fucking telling. And 27% said I ain't seen shit. Let me just say this. If you are a part of the 27%, I do not want you as my friend. Because if you see my man with somebody he ain't got no business with, or you get a hunch that, hold on, wait a minute, he with another girl, you better call me. Screenshot, take a picture. Hell, walk up to them and be like, hey, where Bria at? Because we need to figure this out. I'm telling. I don't care. I'm telling. I'm definitely picking up the phone and calling my friend like, girl, what you doing? Do you know where such and such is? Because I'm at the mall right now. And then that's up to my friend to say, oh, that's just his sister, or that's an old friend. I know he's out with that person, X, Y, and Z. Or, girl, hell no, he ain't answering his phone. You need to figure it out. As a friend, I just feel like I'm protective over my friends, and I just feel like if you out cheating and creeping and sneaking, don't do that shit where I can see it, because I'm telling on your ass. Now, the 27% that say I ain't seen shit, I can kind of understand that too. Because again, there are certain dynamics and situations with friends to where some people know they man got other girlfriends or situations like that. That ain't none of my business, and that's none of your business. And then there's other situations to where it's like, okay, you go back and tell them that you saw them, and then it could be nothing, and you may have possibly just turned their household upside down for no apparent reason. So I definitely understand that aspect of it, but I'm still gonna go with the majority of the vote, which is the 73% that says I'm telling. So if you friends with me and your boyfriend or girlfriend watch this podcast, they're gonna know that I'm telling, so we ain't got nothing to worry about. So with all the questions that I asked and the polls that I got, pretty much all my timeline agree with me in some sorts of sense, especially about that money part. Y'all bogus. I can't get over that the majority vote said they're gonna ask somebody where their significant other was. Don't do that. But pretty much I would say as far as friendships are important. I'm not one of those type of people that say I don't need anybody, because everybody needs somebody. Friends are family that you get to choose. And we all know that you can have family members that get on your damn nerves. Friends are people that you are supposed to be able to be supportive with. You can cry to, you can laugh with, you can have success with, build businesses with. Friends are great things. But you must also get a good group of friends. And I feel like that's where a lot of people go wrong and possibly bump heads at with their friends, is because you're hanging around people that don't really have the same vision as you. Just like we ask people when we get in a relationship, what's your goals? Where do you see yourself 5 to 10 years from now? What do you plan on doing? Or whatever. What's your values? We should ask our friends the same thing. Because if you're hanging around somebody that feels like certain things are okay and you don't have that same mindset, you guys might bump heads down the road when a situation comes upon and they did something that you may feel like is fraudulent. Or you feel like, hey, that wasn't cool. Why would you do that? And in their mind, they're thinking, well, this is how I operate, and this is how I operate with my other friends, so I thought it was okay between us. I feel like that's where communication plays in too. If you're feeling the type of way, if your friend said something that you didn't necessarily like or did something, the best thing that you can do is talk about it. Do not harbor ill feelings. Do not sit around and pretend and play fake and act like, okay, this didn't bother me, all because you're trying to save the friendship, because eventually it's going to crumble and fall apart. Just be honest. And it's okay for your friend to not agree with you. Everybody tries to turn opinions into arguments, and it does not necessarily have to be that way. Not everybody's going to agree. Not everybody's going to always get along. Not everybody's going to see the same point of view. There's no issue in that. People need to learn and start to respect other people's opinions and also other people's feelings. If you really care about somebody and that's really your friend, you should not get offended if they tell you that you did something that bothered them. If you're truly friends with them and you care about them, listen to what they're saying versus getting defensive like, nah, you tripping, this and the third. Take a step back and put yourself in their shoes. If you did this or if they did that to you, how would you feel? How would you take it? And even if you wouldn't react the same way that they are reacting, that doesn't mean that their feelings are invalid. Care about the people that are around you. Pour into the people that pour into you. Friendships are, again, like relationships, and the only way that it's going to work is as long as both people want to be there. If you really don't want to be friends with anybody or somebody, it's not going to work. It's going to be a waste of time. Y'all going to get on each other's nerves, and it's pretty much going to be a messy situation. Also, there is a such thing as growing apart. Just because you have been friends with somebody for years or you guys have been friends since y'all were younger does not necessarily mean that that is going to be the same friends that you have when you get older. It's okay. People change. People go through things. People grow, whether it's for good or bad. People have hobbies or habits that they may have had years ago that they don't have now. It does not have to be a constant argument or a fight if you and somebody fall out. It should never get to where you guys are physically harming each other. It should never get to where you guys are blasting each other on social media. Let's learn how to grow apart respectfully, which means, okay, you know what? Me and you used to be the best of friends, but I'm going this direction in my life. You're going this direction. Let's just agree that, you know what? We not for each other no more. You go find a group of friends that's better for you and what you like to do, and then I'll do the same. If I see you out and about, we can say, hey, ask each other how we've been doing, buy each other a drink, whatever. But it does not have to be a messy situation. It does not have to be a big falling out. Does not have to be a physical altercation. Let's normalize growing apart respectfully. So that is all I have for this episode of What About Your Friends. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. My @name is What's Up Bree. WHAT 3 S's UP_BRI. Subscribe to my Anchor, my Spotify, my YouTube. It's all the same. What's Up Bree? And I'll catch you guys on the next episode.
What's up, Bree?